love you, Steve. I know I always will. I love you, Steve. I know I always.
Quiet! Let's dance! Yeah! Go, 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 go! Come on, go, go!
I ain't scared of none of y'all. Now, I'm Pastor Raphael Green Mighty Man, and I believe in what God...
You know, it's the heart of God being expressed to us. Eventually, you're going to see the aspect of the heart of God where he wants people to know him, to get saved. And so a lot of the ideas that God gave us for doing that were things like the Urban Music Fest or the Community Care Day types of things. Again, this musical aspect of worship, along with some type of evangelistic thrust, we were trying to work our way through all of that.
While the world is dying, we play church, we sit in the pews and collect the good news, the biggest killer from coast to coast, a spiritual death, a biblical overdose, but I ain't here on popularity. I'm laying the facts, cause that's where my heart is at, Pastor Chris said.
He's some guys that just got together. They like the gangs, you know? Like they started a gang war against my man Jehoshaphat. So you know what happened? Jehoshaphat found out.
It was an amazing time to see, and I was just reflecting on the growth that God gave us. It appeared as though we were in this 7-year cycle, and I've just kind of adopted that as a way of numbering my days every 7 years or so. And the Lord birthed us in 1987, but about 4 or 5 years after planting and sowing, and some would say that there's a principle there, you know, from the book of Leviticus as well. But when we came into around the 4th or 5th year, 91, 92, it seemed like things just kind of, without being able to really peg when and where, God began to really do certain things that I would call just directing people and giving them an idea about coming by Metro. A lot of our work and ministry was, you know, it seemed like it was just kind of stabilized and almost contained. And then different ones who received certain touches from God or ministry from the Lord. Or one of the things I remember hearing is, you know, we've been praying for this to be happening in the city. We love the other churches in the county, but we really wanted to see something like this in the city. And so they would tell their friends, and it was a lot of transfer growth, though, and so it's not that we reject that. It's just that we noticed that individuals who were in other local churches or who were unchurched even, who were disenchanted with certain things that was going on in a local church setting, they just kind of began to check it out. And at the same time, you may recall that Pastor Chris and I had also been involved in some radio, and so that gave us an opportunity to be in the car or on the job or in someone else's life, unlike today when we've got internet radio, but people were listening in to these two guys just kind of talking back and forth rather than preaching at everybody about concepts and issues and things of that nature. So it was obviously the Lord, but if you want to get into the mechanics and the practical things of how that happened, part of it was as a result of the prayer and then the ministry and the focus and kind of addressing a lot of believers' issues. And then there were a number of persons who came to Christ during that time as well. So just kind of mushroomed on us. Different ones, I would say, just kind of started telling their friends, their family members, and invited them to come. And they would show up. And then there were people that came as well who, it wasn't a whole lot, but some would say, you know, God just kind of dealt with me when I heard you on radio or I passed by the church, or that kind of thing like that. And then, like we referred to last time, back in the day before we had air conditioning, we opened the windows and people would hear the praise and worship, and God would minister to them. And so those are some of the reasons, I suppose, that different ones came.
Come on, dance with me just a little bit. Come on, girl.